Got you.
Sir, I just might be.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Talking to you today, guys, about Put a Ring on It, dealing with episode 9, but dealing with the kiss scene that happened with Hollywood and Ashley. We're just going to talk about some real stuff about the date between Kwame and Ashley as well. Guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe. You can click on that bell button for notifications of the watch uploads. And for those of you who are returning as well, you got the minerals. You got the minerals. You got a menopause. All right, cool. Let's get it whopping. All right, cool. So it's really interesting situation because obviously dealing with Ashley Hollywood, I spoke about in the first review that I did as well. I wish I would have gone a bit deeper. But what was really interesting about obviously Kwame and Ashley is that, number one, we know they find each other attractive. That's just point blank simple. He's got the right energy, the right frame, the right mindset, the right kind of bravado mixed with the good conversation. He is a good match so far from what we've seen for Ashley. And I think the problem that we're seeing here is that obviously with Hollywood's feeling towards not Kwame himself, it's what Kwame represents. Kwame represents another opportunity aside himself. Kwame represents something that is missing that he feels like he's been doing for the last 9 years. This is why he keeps making the point that, what he's been doing for the last 9 years. But on the date with Kwame, I said it in the first review, Hollywood has every reason to be fearful.
But is it hot in here? Jesus. We were talking about feelings. So what are your feelings?
What are my feelings?
Mm-hmm.
I like.
Right? Because understandably, what he's unfortunately began to produce is negative energy. And actually Ashley says this, says obviously, it's good to get away from the negative energy of Hollywood. What's this negative energy? It's not the fact that he feels maybe some type of insecurity or feels a bit of a way that his girl is going out on a date with somebody else. It's the fact that when she does go on these dates, it's the way that he makes her feel. It is the way that he conducts himself to make his point known that he's unhappy. It is the way that he destroys emotional safe spaces in order to get his point across. That is scary for women, right? Being jealous and having a feeling about someone else isn't often a problem. It's the way that you deliver these messages. How are you doing it? Are you being aggressive? Are you breaking the emotional safe space by not allowing that person to express themselves? Are you manipulating, using manipulation tactics? Are you using guilt trips and stuff like that? Because we are on a process, unfortunately. I mean, I don't agree with this process, but we are on a process, and therefore, you agree to this. You signed a contract and you agree to this. Obviously, I didn't agree to you moving out on me and going to another guy, but we did agree to the process to date other people. You just decided to stop Hollywood. And what's happened is now his feeling or resentment or feeling that he's not happy about that is beginning to play into how he interacts with Ashley. And that causes this negative stain to happen. Again, this is what I mentioned from episode 1. It is not necessarily the dating that's an issue. The issue for Ashley towards Hollywood at the moment, or Hollywood towards Ashley, is the way that he feels when she goes on these dates. When he was going on his dates, oh Lord, let's pray for these two women. You weren't mind bantering. But if you are not gonna give that same energy when your partner goes on their dates, you are causing a lot of issues within your relationship, and it actually goes down to manipulation. Because what you're saying is it's okay when you do it, when you go on your dates, but when they go on their dates, it's not great. That's problematic. But Kwame himself too, he's, and look, again, listen to what these guys say. Listen, I said it with Shay and Rick. I said it with Whitney and Michael. Listen to what the guys say. If a guy gets you on several dates, he thinks it's going somewhere. Because you are coming on several dates. No girl wants to go on several dates, or unless she's not paying for everything, then yeah. But no girl wants to waste their time really, on several dates when they don't really like the guy. Do you know what I mean? So Kwame, in his own mindset as well, realizes that, listen, first of all, Ashley's the type of woman to lock down. He's seeing the greatness of her. And two, the fact that obviously he knows that she likes him. Okay? And the fact that obviously because they've gone on several dates, of course, it must be going somewhere. He heard that from last episode when he said that. So now in this particular episode where we're seeing them vibes in, I think it might be even the same scene, they're vibes in, we can see that he's using the leverage of knowing that she likes him or finds him attractive at least.
I'm feeling good because I'm like, I know what you want to do, and I also know why you can't do it, you know? So I felt that I'm going to shoot my shot on this date.
To try and make the moves. Yeah, this is the season for him to make these moves. So when he's saying his little bars and his little comments or whatever, and you see Ashley start laughing and begin to lean on him, that is why I call the girl is starting to feel you. Yeah, the girl is willing to feel you. And as she admitted in the end scene, if it not be for the fact that that her and Hollywood were in a relationship, she would have crossed the boundaries.
Authentic, but it just feels like it's a blockage here. There, it's kind of like the block that I'm doing is because I know I still am in a relationship. I feel like if I wasn't in a relationship, maybe it...
Had it not been, right? And don't get it twisted, there were always going to be people in life where you find them attractive, your work colleagues, stuff like that. It's gonna happen, right? But again, it's about being principled and knowing that, hey, as I'm in a relationship, that thing can't run for me. You know what I mean? But she evidently feels the guy in a certain way, right? So when he says, obviously, I know what you're thinking. You know what I mean? I know what you're thinking. This is all I would call the sensual foreplay. Yeah, I know we're not touching nobody just yet, but this is what I would call the foreplay. Okay, this is the warming up the oven things. Yeah, okay. I want you to understand that it's the warm up the oven things. What do I mean by that? When you're saying certain baited lines, I know what you want to do, right? I'm looking for certain responses, and when she gives him a response, the response is a positive one. It's not like, it's not like, oh, no, that's not what I want to do. Like, she starts giggling, laughing. Oh, yeah? You know what I'm saying? Like, her responses are positive. So these are what we call the signals that you're looking for when you're trying to make a girl or trying to make certain moves. You have to see if the temperature is right, okay? Yeah? A bit like baby food. You just dabble a little bit on your hand and you go, yeah, it's the right temp. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking. He could see it in my face because he was like,
you know what I mean? Like, you do that in this particular instance. So when he's setting her up by saying, I know what you want to do, right? I know what you want to do. It's kind of sexy when he does that too, innit, right? I know what you want to do, right? We want to allude to it, but not just, we don't want to bait it out. We want to allude to it, right? I said this on a live the other day, and I know it sounded mad. I said, especially when you're a Christian, right? You don't want to tell another Christian girl you want to sleep with her. That's not what you want. And please, you shouldn't be doing this. This is not what you say. I'm just saying how it runs. Nobody wants to tell the other person, hey, I want to sleep with you. You know what I mean? When we're Christians, we know we shouldn't be doing that, right? Nobody really wants to be saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to make it bait. When I say that, it doesn't have to even be Christians. It's everybody. When you're trying to do a one-night stand thing, let me not say it's your girl. When it's your girl, all bets are off, innit? But when you want to do a one night stand thing, you're not really trying to do a long-term thing, one night stand thing. You don't tell the girl you want to sleep with her. You understand? Because then that will make her aware that, listen, we're about to do something stupid. Do you understand? All right? I know it's going to sound devious, but just listen to what I'm saying. Deep what I'm saying. You don't tell her necessarily, I want to sleep with you. You allude to it, okay? You allude to it so that both of you can get on your hands and knees after and say, listen, Lord, I'm so sorry. I know I shouldn't have done that. It was a mistake. I tripped and fell, right? Like, we want to trip and fall. We do not want to intentionally jump into the thing. We want to trip and fall and say it was an accident, right? We all want to have that kind of mindset that it's like it's an accident so that we don't feel as guilty doing what we shouldn't be doing. Because then we don't have to acknowledge how dark we are. You know what I mean? So, please guys, I'm talking about consensual sex here. We're not talking about those who are non-consensual. What I'm talking about is the fact that both parties don't want to make it explicit what they want to do. They want to trip and fall. You understand? So we allude to it. So we make these pointers like what he's saying. You know what I want to do. You know what I want to do to you. You know what I'm saying? And she'd be like, oh yeah. So now she's caught wind. Oh yeah, what do you want to do? Like, you know, you know what I want to do to you, innit? Your lips are looking good, right? When you start saying them bars, your lips are looking good. Now I haven't told you I want to kiss you explicitly. I'm just alluding to it. Your lips are looking good. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you, cause yeah. And when she's hearing that, she's like, okay, it's like, listen, I'm not even. Do you know what I mean? So it's the game. It's the little game, the little flirt that happens before the actual act takes place. And so when he said that, he then tried to lean in, yeah, and she moved her face away. Now, she didn't outright reject him. I want to make it very, very clear.
He could see it in my face because he was like, I know what you want to do. And I was like, what?
This was not an outright rejection, okay? Because an outright rejection would have been, hey, what are you doing? You know that I've got a man. It wasn't that. The rejection was soft, okay? Palatable, okay? Edible, okay? Kind of rejection where she turned her neck, but he turned her face, but he still got her neck. And so his nose kind of nuzzled in her neck. That's still too close. That's way too... If my girl was that close, all hell breaks loose. I'm sorry. All hell breaks loose. This is what she wants. This is the experience she wants to have. Sis, you can be single with that experience. And that's why I say I understand where Hollywood's come from. You can be single, Ashley, with that experience. I love Ashley, and y'all know I love Ashley. Ashley is like me and her like twins like that. Do you know what I mean? But I got to keep it all the 100% way real. You can be single with that energy. You understand? You know what I mean? You can do what you want to do, but you can be single with that energy. Because I wouldn't be doing that. Yeah? And so when she said, obviously, I need to distract myself, it's getting hot, you know the ones. She needs to distract herself. That's her way of also saying, I don't want to outright reject you. I also do not want to leave this moment right now. I'm stuck in the middle. Okay, so it's hot right now. We are playing on the embers of fires right now. Yeah, we are playing on the snap and the crackle of fire right now. Yeah, we are playing on hot coals right now. You understand? Like we're dancing with the moonlight and the flames. You understand? So right now where it is, I'm hot because I really shouldn't be doing this. But again, because he hasn't the explicitity was actually his action when he tried to kiss her. At this point, she should leave. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't want to play this game with the brother, if you don't want the brother to come close to you, you don't play this game.
Do something to distract myself.
I'm feeling good because I'm like, I know what you want to do.
Okay, this is a tic-tac-toe, and this is going to end badly. Okay, so when she says, obviously, you want to distract herself, when he then goes on to say, do you trust me? Okay, now, listen, I don't know if you guys know the game, man. When you say listen, do you know how many exes I've told them back in the past when I was younger? Do you trust me?
Do you trust me? Close your eyes, though.
They close.
Oh.
The do you trust me bar, yeah, is listen, because what you want the girl to do is switch on to the fact that she trusts you. If she does, she will be complicit and compliant. I want you to understand this. Complicit and compliant. When you're asking, do you trust me? What you're actually in fact asking for is like, are you going to be compliant to what I'm about to do? Do you trust me? That's also saying, are you going to let me lead? Are you going to let me lead? Do you trust me? Yeah, I know so many men that have dropped that on their girl, like on their ex thing when they're trying to get them back. Like, do you trust me? Like, do you trust me? Listen, it's an old school tactic, man. I'm just dropping the game for you. When you ladies hear, do you trust me? Listen, ladies, run, run. So when they obviously drop the point that obviously, do you trust me? He's looking for compliance from her to see if she will follow through the action. Then he says, close your eyes.
Do you trust me? Close your eyes, though.
They close.
Oh.
Now, it's a win-win because obviously she's gonna close up. She doesn't want to say no, I don't trust you. Okay, yeah. Or I mean, she could have turned it around by saying, listen, I don't trust you because I know how bad you are. But he'd still be winning because he knows the reason why she don't trust him is because he knows that she wants to do something that's not right. So either way, his ego is getting touched correctly. Yeah. So do you trust me? All right, cool. And then, he puts the pineapple in her mouth, okay, and then he eats the pineapple out of her mouth or whatever, yeah? This is violation 101. Violation. You understand? This cannot run. In a relationship, this shouldn't. Listen, I don't care if we're processing or not. You will be single forever. You will be single forever. Listen, Shay and Michael were decent, blood. This one is a straight violation out the park, right? And I was like, hold on a minute. Is she going to tell Hollywood that this happened? I don't know if she actually fully told him the whole fully thing. I'm sure she did. I hope she did, because obviously he's seen it on TV now. But that was a straight violation. That's a violation. I don't care if your lips didn't fully touch. That intimacy of behavior, violation. Violation. Man's pride is dashed. Man's ego is dashed. You are not going to come back from that for me. Let me be honest here. You are not going to come back from that for me. I'm going to say, listen, thank you so much for showing me what I need to see. Au revoir. Goodbye. Right? And so the kiss was out of order. But, you know, Kwame admits that he likes her and he wants to move things forward. And she's like hearing the right things, because at the moment, she's indecisive about Hollywood because of his behaviors. But I'm going to be very, very real with you. To jump on the Kwame boat is a huge risk. One, because once you leave a relationship to jump into another relationship, you're actually asking for a lot of fight.
It's just easier because it's new and because it's no drama.
Man, we've been together for 9 years.
I know, but that 9 years has...
Yeah, it's never really a good idea to jump from one relationship to the other. So I know that in the back of her mind, she's thinking about that. Although Kwame is a great alternative, don't get it twisted, it's just going to cause a lot of fire, unnecessary fire as well at the point in time. So for her, I know that going forward into Kwame is great, but it's not viable, because you need a time to reset yourself. After 9 years of being in a relationship, you need time to reset yourself. And you don't really fully know the full intention of Kwame and whether really he actually wants you. What I mean by that is, if he also is a grown man, he should be aware that stealing a girl from another guy oftentimes leads to you being stopped, either you stealing another girl or you being stolen from your relationship oftentimes. Because how you get him usually is how you lose him. So if he's a smart guy and he's aware, he will know that behavior is out of order. Do you know what I mean? And so obviously... When she sat in front of Dr. Nicole and was talking, she admitted that obviously there was a lot of skin-to-skin action. I was like, Ashley, no, there wasn't skin-to-skin, sis. There was a kiss, a transfer of pineapple to pineapple, okay? And the pineapple wasn't the kind of Kevin Hart pineapple, like pineapples. No, it wasn't that one. No, it wasn't alert. It was basically, we're doing madness right now. You understand? And so I get why Hollywood doesn't even know, I think, at that point, right? But I get why Hollywood stressed blood at this point. I can see why he was shouting about 9 years, I've been doing this, da, da, da. But the problem is this. Bro, you've been doing it for 9 years. You're absolutely right. But you've been doing what you want to do for 9 years. You see, so at a point in time, you lost, I guess, some focus and some direction in terms of doing what makes her feel what you're doing. You've lost that in some period of time. So yes, in the first maybe 5 years you would have been doing it. The next 4, it seems like you spent energy in the wrong area, right? And
I know, but that 9 years has everything.
Connection on, man, I still plug it up, you heard me? That connection still there. I got the electricity.
But I need to be able to feel the electricity. The electricity could be on, but
I said this again, if he had sat down and listened to her in the car, he would have got the answers. But pride is a big thing for a lot of men, yeah? And so, he's learning. She said obviously that she's learned also that love isn't enough. And absolutely right, love is not enough. When I say that in the sense of the fact that your love in a way that, let's say, the way that you love is not enough. Because love requires for the person, like if I love in a words of affirmation form and I love in a quality time form and your gifts and acts of service, then what happens is that person doesn't receive the love that they need. Do you get what I'm saying? That person is not actually receiving the love that you say you're able to give. So love in that instance isn't enough. Being Brock Pocket, obviously, I can understand it's not enough. Being Brock Pocket and not have enough money is not enough. And so I think going towards her last few points where she said, obviously, that she felt like she couldn't see her face in the future of a relationship. I'm sure that shook the core of Hollywood, because now they've calmed down. The emotions are not running. He's not excitable or angry or hurt. But in this moment, he has to listen. And when he listens and he hears my girl says she's not sure if she wants to co-create with me because she doesn't see me in the future, that's going to make a man sharp up. That's going to make a man really buckle up the ideas. So what I'm saying to you guys is this. Listen, the lesson here is that, listen, communication is important in a relationship, but there are boundaries to a relationship and they must be adhered to. And I can understand why Hollywood is a bit stressed. I would be definitely stressed. But I also understand Ashley's point of view, which is that, look, you know, you say you've been doing this for 9 years, but you been doing it the way that I need to do it to receive the love I need to receive. That's love languages. Guys, stay locked, stay loaded. We appreciate you. We will talk again soon. Let us know your thoughts down below as well, and leave a comment down below.